I think I still work in Switzerland quite a long time now, and I do policy making for the Swiss Federal Office for the Environment. That's one part I do. I'm an urban planner and an urbanist, and I do a lot of many projects that are related to sound and in particular to the quality of public spaces. And that's why maybe, to me at least, the title of negotiating noise is maybe some sort of misleading. So what I do is actually negotiate sound quality or quality of the urban public realm. And I want to just to show what the problem is or the main challenge is in this context. I want to show you an example. It has basically nothing to do at all with sounds. It's a project currently performed or going on in Oslo. It's a project because of climate change. It is a project with the objective to increase rainwater drainage, natural drainage of rainwater. Because of climate change, you have increased rainfalls, and instead of leading all the water to the wastewater plant, they want to drainage on the spot where it comes. And this is a major problem in Oslo at the moment, because many surfaces are sealed, and a lot of areas in Oslo, they are undergoing huge transformation from industrial areas, which are sealed, into housing areas. This is a project they had. The creek was under the surface, and they put it up, took it back again to the road. And what happened here, what we see is we have several situations along on a distance, a river walk, a creek walk of maybe 2 kilometers, and you have situations like this. Here is the start point where the water comes back to the surface, and then you have the possibilities or the opportunity to have a public park, a small one, and you can also see that one area is a school area for kids in the background. So you have a mix of different areas. And then it changes and becomes more, let's say, private, from public to private. The creek is now, it flows here through a residential area. You don't hear it from here. So here you hear it's the first time you hear the water, actually. Also in the public park, you couldn't hear the water. Here it's the first time you start to hear the water, because here you have enough movement of the water surface. And when you walk here, and people, how it experience, everybody experience something different in a different way. For one, it's just a nice park. For other one, it's an improvement of the residential area. But nobody would say, hey, wow, that's a cool climate change project. No, it's not, none of them will make this link to this. And of course, none of them make the link that it also has something to do with sound and noise, because here you have other sounds. It attracts people. It makes possible that you have other sounds than from instance from cars. Just let me check. Yes, I just want to explain it here a little bit. And this is to me the major challenge here, actually, that every project in the city, it doesn't matter if you build a building or if you open a creek, you plant a tree, it has a kind of an acoustic outcome or an acoustic influence. So, and this is maybe one challenge that my experience is that planners and architects often they don't recognize that their buildings have an impact on sound. So they don't realize that it matters if you have a wooden floor or a concrete floor. How you experience your steps, how your voice is increased or not. It's a difference if you put one wall like this and the other one just face to face, opposite each other, or if one wall is slightly different to the other one. You hear it immediately. But planners and architects often are not aware of this, and you don't see this in normal calculations like the noise maps. This you are not able to see such things. That's the first challenge. And the other challenge is that a lot of people that who deals really in daily business with noise, they do some noise measures. They build a noise barrier, or they try to protect a quiet area like the public park. And they put a lot of effort in projects linked to noise, but reality is something else, because here, for instance, it doesn't matter what type of road you have inside. It's just a question of the architecture inside the residential areas. So you have those two challenges, and this is where my work is related to. I try to show to actors actually who are involved in the design or in the process of city planning and city design, urban design, to show what is actually what are those elements doing. For instance, those cylindric small buildings here. What are those roofs doing with the soundscape? And of course, also the noise problem plays an important role here. But it's not only the surface of the road that is important here. It's an example where you, with this setup of small buildings, you change the soundscape a lot. And this is a permanent project, so something changes, and I try to show people by walking through the city such small projects and explain in a way, or try to listen the differences. But there are also temporal projects like this here. This is a classical park. No, not it's a square in the old town of Zurich. It's traffic free, car free, but it's a temporal installation. They put a grass floor on it, and it changes the entire acoustic environment of the square. But here again, the department involved and leading this project, they didn't recognize that it doesn't only have a climate effect, it also have a sound effect. And these are the same people we work together with. So this is really a big issue, that people are not aware of those projects. So as long as you don't really have a name, sound or noise or whatever in the project title, nobody realized that. So this is what I try to do, and my tool or my approach is I just make guided walks. This is also maybe a little bit just to say I don't do classical sound walks like we have it now. It's meanwhile defined by the ISO standard. I just walk through the city with people, and we try to start a discussion on those places we see. And this is also what I want to take you tonight. We walk here to the restaurant, and we will see some different places and experience those places. So I think that's for the start.